Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, HAITIANS, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to mighty Akim, YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawa Club coming at you with another lesson. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. All right, so basically, today we're going to go into, who is the Lord dealing with and who can be saved, all right? And the inspiration to do this lesson is this video that I had done. Okay, I had made this lesson, I guess a day ago or whatever. And I got a comment, which is like, that's super quick, kind of crazy for me. Anyway, this person's question by James Isaac Son 6379. Okay, the question was Judah question. Maybe probably saying this, but question: what happened to white people who come to Yah and follow his way? What happened to them? So first off, just to get it out the way, the Lord's name is not Yah, it's YAHAWAH, all right, and his son's name is YAHAWASHI. So that's the first thing I just want to get out the way. Secondly, the thing about, this whole white people, can a white person follow the ways of YAHAWASHI? All right, it is extremely unlikely for a so-called white person to follow the ways of the Lord, because they are, let me get that as a matter of fact. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So if you go into the meaning of the word profane, it in the dictionary definition is relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical, secular rather than religious. So it is innate in Esau to not be religious or spiritual. That's the word I was looking for. To be spiritual. It is innate in them to not be spiritual. That is, we can see that in Christianity, all right? While they may claim that they pray to God and they try to do this, that, and the third or whatever, as we've seen in their practices, all right, a lot of times they really don't, they just do whatever is, generally accepted by the masses of people. Okay, they do not follow the word of Yahawadah, and they perceive the word of God. Okay, because I don't want to put a false association to Yahawadah, because the Christian God, all right, the Christian God that the people follow, it is a do as you will spirit, or just straight up the devil deceiving them, all right? Whereas Yahawadah, the word of Yahawadah is the scriptures, all right, and they don't follow it, all right? They cherry pick what they want to believe in different time periods, and then then this works for us, and we're gonna go for it. And this is why they're so profane, because even when they claim to be Christians, or they claim to be followers of God or whatever, even then they can't follow it, even with the small little requirements that they do have. Okay, I hear like there was this one, I don't even know if it was a joke or not. Sometimes it was a joke, sometimes it's not. Okay, and that's just the reality of it. But like, there were people who are saying like, yes, I'm a prostitute, yes, I'm a Muslim, or yes, I'm a Christian, or something, or stuff like that. Yes, we exist. And it's like, it's the conflicting things, the association of you're supposed to be, woman or whatever. You're supposed to wait, save yourself until marriage. As the Christians believe, you're not supposed to partake in these sexual immoralities, immoral actions. Yet they do. Okay, and then yet they still want to associate with the spiritual side of things, being saying or claiming that they are Christians. And this is the huge divide of it. All right. Now I say that, Slacky, about that. I say that to come to the point that, again, or to further hammer home the point that he's wicked, or he is inherently unable or incapable of following after spiritual what's a word? Spiritual customs. All right. Now, in addition to that, okay, that is not to say that any random white-looking person, all right, is just a straight-up Edomite. All right. Let me get this. And I also made a thing. I also made a lesson on this, as well as I made a chart. Slacky, bear with me, slow computer. That was weird. Slacky, bear with me. Yeah, my thing just crashed. Okay, we're fixing it now. Fixing things now. But basically, as I was saying before, just because someone looks a certain way, that does not determine, what they are. All right. So you can look like a so-called Edomite, but you're actually an Israelite, or you can look like a so-called Israelite, and you could actually be an Edomite. All right. And I've seen, different people. I mean, if I can get this open again. Okay. Oh my God. What the hell? What? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Slack it. I was kind of confused. I was wondering why were they showing? This kind of looks like she doing blackface. I was wondering why she was showing up. I was wondering why she was showing up. But regardless, say for example, just take this guy. All right. He might look like he is an Israelite, but actually, let me just use a better example. So he looks like he's an Edomite, all right. But if you look at his father, if I can find a picture of his father, there, commonly searched up thing apparently. Okay, his father, he looks like an Israelite. He looks like one of the 12 tribes. I'm kind of getting so-called Latino. All right, but there's better examples like that one guy, like Griffin, as you can see. Never mind, not on my thing. Damn, that's not. Yeah. So his parents. All right, look at his dad. Look at how dark his dad is, and look at how light his mom is. His mom looks like a straight up demon, and then his dad is a freaking, Israelite. Like that's the whole that's the thing. You can never tell from how someone looks, and that's why you have to inquire and actually ask, okay, what's your ethnicity, what's your parents' ethnicity, what's your father's ethnicity, and stuff like that. Okay, you have to see the genetic makeup. Okay, now let me also get this. Numbers chapter 1, verse 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Okay, so the house, okay, the pedigree is determined by the father. Why is it? Because the man carries the seed, all right, and then the woman houses the seed of the man, okay, and then the child develops in the womb, all right, of the woman, all right. So if you take an apple seed and you plant it in, let me see. If you take a red apple seed, all right. Take a red apple seed, you plant it in America and you get a red apple. Sure. Then you take the same type of red apple seed and you plant it in Africa, and then you get a green apple. All right. It's still an apple. It's not a pear. All right. This is just a concept. Of what of how that works. Okay. It doesn't matter. Just the man is the apple, and the woman would be the different land or the different country that you're in, that you're planting the seed in for it to grow. All right. And that's how you have like these different looking, people. All right. This being one of many good examples. Oh, there's another one. Let me get that. What's that woman's name? Tracy Ellis Wash. I keep on forgetting her name, even though I keep on coming back to her. So her, if we can get her. Tracy Ellis Ross. She looks like an Israelite, okay? But let's see her dad. Okay, this is, I forgot what it was. I think he might be one of the J's, all right? But this is her dad. Like, her dad is, an Edomite, all right? Let me also see if we can. Okay, there. I was right. So there, as you can see, and then her mother is so-called African American. So he is a J, and therefore not an Israelite. All right. So this is how these things are determined. Okay, it's not by the darker the skin, because if that was the case, then that would mean that the Hamites are Israelites just because their skin is dark, or just because someone shares the same color of skin, like basically, all right, phenotype, which is your physical appearance or your physical attributes, do not determine, your ethnicity, or does not determine your ethnicity in the eyes of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. Okay, there are traits that we get from our parents, be they Israelite, Edomite, Ammonite, Moabite, Ishmaelite, whatever-ite, all right? But the physical characteristic does not determine it. It's who our father is and who our father's father comes from, all right? So, as a result, there can be, let's just get go back to this. There can be this, for example, this person, okay, he could potentially be an Israelite. Okay, let's get another one. This person, he could potentially be an Israelite. All right. This person, he could potentially be an Israelite. All right. The point is, the fact is not what someone looks like. It's about who their father's father, their father's bloodline comes down to. Their I believe it's paternal bloodline comes down to. All right. It's not your. It's never determined by your mother. All right. So that's why you have. I've even seen different camps with different. I think there was what's it called? I think it was Vietnam, maybe Vietnam or Philippines. Philippines probably. Let me see. Slovakia, if my computer's being slow today, but bear with me. Oh, that's not going to work because Philippines is a book. Never mind then.
YAHAWASHI lang. Y-S W tapos Shell tapos I YAHAWASHI. Ang original.
Oh, so this is like the example could not have gotten any more perfect. All right. So a Filipino, all right, he is explaining very clearly, the name and basically the truth to whoever he's to whoever the crowd that he's. The result, I believe to the spirit that he is an Israelite. All right, and in that same sense, okay, I'm not saying that just any random so-called white person that is trying to follow the truth or whatever is an Israelite. That's not what I'm saying, but it tends to be those that are genuinely willing to take the time and hear the word out, or is not going to get offended. All right, let me see if I can get that. So someone who's not really going to get offended by this truth, okay? Someone that when they hear the truth, like it resonates with them. It's like, you know what? Like it activates something in their mind or whatever. All right, then that's kind of what determines or not determines, but signifies. Okay, you know what? This person is not. This person is actually, an Israelite, or this person is one of the lost sheep. If I can get this. Okay. This is not necessarily what I wanted, but because yes, as I had previously stated before, even though you don't get offended, if someone, like, say, if an Edomite gets offended, then obviously we know, yeah, of course they're going to get offended because they don't like the truth, and they hate hearing that, they hate hearing that is not dealing with X, Y, and Z. But of course, if someone's like, you know what, yeah, that makes sense, or this, then third, or it just like flows smoothly with them, and like they're able to accept it, all right, because not everyone is able to accept this truth and accept, every aspect of it, all right. The Lord didn't made it so that not everyone can accept it, only his elect, all right. So when there are people, okay, and also I believe I heard Elder Apostle Tahar, no, don't quote me on this, all right, but I do believe I heard that it was most of the elect men, all right, are going to look like the other nations. So I think that also is kind of a bit of like, if you think that you're just because you look like a so-called black man that you're special, then just no, all right. And I may look like a so-called black man, and it's just something to remember. Like, don't take or don't think that your physical characteristics determine, who and what you are, or you're so great, or this, that, and the third. All right. And also, I'm not even fully, I'm not aware on the type of intention that this person has, if they are a so-called Edomite looking person, all right, or I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say yes they are. Just because of the I will at the very least I will say I do think there might be a possibility that they're an Israelite, but they just look like an Edomite. Maybe, but most likely not. If they are actually trying to Slovakia. Just and that's Slovakia. That's another thing. You can, when you see like the type of stuff that people are into, I guess a lot of times there are some nature over Slovakia. There are some nurture over nature in most situations, but sometimes, okay, nature does supersede and kind of take over nurture, because there are instances where there are kids that grow up in actual good households, but yet they become just straight up demons, all right. And like that's another thing that also determines who's an Israelite and who's not, because if there's an Israelite that was brought up, or just take us for example, or any Israelite that's in this truth that had to be converted into this truth, okay, and they weren't born into it, okay. One example is when we learned, we were taught, oh, don't do this, don't do that, but this, that, and the third, whatever, and we followed the world's doctrine, and then when the Lord showed us the right way, then okay, yes, we were awakened to, and we abandoned that worldly aspect of living for this truth, all right. And as a result, that shows who the elect are, okay, because if we're able to abandon all ways of worldly thinking for the proper way of thinking, which is following after the words of YAHAWASHI, and in that same sense, it's not anything new for anyone depending on their phenotype, okay. But it is exclusive to an Israelite. And when I say Israelite, I don't mean by someone that looks like a so-called black Hispanic or Native American, but someone that is just that their father's bloodline goes back down, is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right. And I can't stress that enough, Slovakia, because I don't want there to be any loss. I don't want there to be any loss understanding to what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, just because you look white doesn't mean that you're. I'm not trying to say that, oh, white people can be saved. That's not what I'm saying, and we're gonna get into that right quick. It was deleted, of course. Obadiah verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Okay, so this is what's going to happen to the house of Esau. Okay, they're going to go extinct. There's not going to be any remaining. There's not going to be any left alive, as the Lord has spoken it. Okay, I'm not saying that we're going to do it, but I'm just saying, this is the prophecy that the Lord had put out. All right, so yes, there might be again, and again, I can't say it enough. Just because you look like something, it does not mean anything. As I had maybe mentioned before, and call them like YAHAWASHI, I'm able to just do this back to show you the different, the three different examples of how an Israelite could potentially look like, even though they're even how an Israelite could potentially look like outside of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, there might be some half looking like Tracy Ellis Ross, who's actually an Edomite, or Logic and Blake Griffin. All right, but ultimately, these are the different kinds of it come in all different shapes and sizes. All right, as you can see. Okay, it's not exclusive to just light skin, dark skin, white skin, rice skinned, burnt skin, black skin, whatever. All right. And even in this example, it's showing us these different skin toned so-called. All right. But yeah, like also there was actually, hold on, because I did a couple a bit of research. There was some where is it? Oh, here. Oh no. Let me actually Google it or type it in. There's a certain, it's not necessarily so-called black people mixing with or getting with so-called Chinese people. There's this whole subsection, which the name I forgot the name that they were called, but there's this whole subsection of so-called Chinese people that are just straight up dark skin, and I did believe this is it. Jawaras and other Andamanese islanders. Okay, that does not even look like what I was talking about. And oh yeah, here, this is it. The Simong people, I believe that probably was it. But yeah, basically, yeah. There are different things, and I had done a bunch of research Asia specifically, and there was I forgot the names of most of them, but I think it was Mongolians, I believe, in China. I could be wrong on that. There's Ainu in Japan. There's one group I forgot in India. There's also, I think it's in Australia. There's another group. I don't know, but yeah, it spreads wide. There's different nations of people, and there's also different people that have gone through different stuff. But also, primarily, let's get into this. Verse 3, then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy power hath scattered thee. So the Lord had scattered the Israelites across all nations. Okay, and then we, as a result, when, like, say for example, if we all looked like a so-called black man, okay, or let's say we all look like me, okay, then they got with these different nations, okay, like if I got with this so-called Chinese woman, like let's say I got with her, and this came out, and then so on and so forth. This type of woman gets with another. Where's another dude with this? Okay, and then they keep on coming out lighter and lighter and lighter. All right, to the point where they just look like this. Okay, there's gonna be, some of them are gonna look like so-called the other nations, and then some of them are gonna look like some of them are gonna look like the other nations, but then are actually Israelites, and some of them are gonna look like the other nations are actually the other nations. And this is the thing. This is just the stuff that we try not to be carnal about, so we don't just dismiss a person just because of what they look like. All right, we take the time to actually, okay, you know what, are they able to receive the word? Are they sincere in the questions that they ask? Like, even this, like, I didn't really know, like, well, I still don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Is this person sincere in their question? What did they edit about the question? What did they edit in the question and stuff like that? And like, it's a lot that goes into it. But yet we need to be spiritually minded and actually inquire and let the Spirit reveal itself on, a demon, or if said person is an Israelite that's sincerely trying to find out, the truth. Okay, all right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, Shem YAHAWASHI, Shem wcguerkiejejkhkvukefhiuvgyjgukerihu, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, DTA Abad Babal, and Shalom.